Okay, I'm not a vocalist, but I want to talk. First of all, I'm Steve Giordano. I'm doing a series of jazz videos for the jazzers, and it's going to be there's going to be a lot of parts to it. This one's going to be actually called "The Importance of Scat." I think it's an important aspect in improvisation. I'm not a vocalist, but I like to make the connection between my voice and the guitar. And the reason that I just sang sometimes and pointed to the notes is because I want to show that I am connected in my voice to my guitar. So, we're talking about an advanced subject of scat singing, but not copying what you play on the guitar. In other words, not going... We're talking about actually hearing your solo on the guitar, getting your, or any instrument, getting your equilibrium set. If I start on this note and I go, I know that that's... So the context that I was using in the beginning, I'd like to get a context, was a very standard tune, All the Things You Are. I guess some of you could hear that. So let's say... So to do this, it's best to hear some chords behind you. In other words, have maybe another person, or if you have a looper or some of the ways of overdubbing, you can put the changes down like this. And try to, as you're hearing the changes, try to match your voice up to the guitar, but not let your fingers control what you're going to sing, but try to let the melody come from you. So if I'm just doing this, now I'm guaranteed to use my ear. I'm guaranteed to play the notes that I'm hearing. So a lot of people can do this, but when they play the guitar, they get into another head, and they might do stuff like... They just might be into playing, runs and scales, but there's a disconnection there if you're not living each note. Another advantage is you must take a breath. On the guitar, you don't need to breathe because you can just play right through, unlike a horn player or a vocalist. So taking a breath is good, because then you can think in terms of phrasing. Consider this kind of a line. But those little pauses in between, it's almost like you have a little dialogue on with yourself. You can play you can actually become more, as they say, thematic, and more theme to your solos. There's no quick fix to learn how to scat and play. It's basically learning how to control, being in control of what you can hear. So take a standard that pretty much stays in diatonic harmony. Maybe this one has a modulation there. There's a few modulations thrown in some of the tunes. So if you have trouble with the modulations, it's a problem of hearing, not a problem of not knowing where to put your fingers. So take a tune that doesn't have modulations, like Autumn Leaves. It just modulates to the relative minor. There's no real key difference. Or simpler tunes like that. The Lullaby Birdland's another one. Tunes that you can pretty much hear through, but your goal here is to gain control of the notes that are in your head and know where they are on your fingerboard. And yeah, maybe your voice could be out of range or whatever, but try to do unison rather than octaves. And if I'm I might have to strain down to get that one. So I might, and when I go up higher, I have to use my falsetto, which isn't as good as it used to be. But it's like anything else. If you start to do this, you might find that you're actually playing more meaningful solos because you're able to think more like a horn instrument. You know, like you leave a breath, you listen to what you're doing. Now there's a difference. Again, don't let the guitar teach you to scat. You play the guitar. What's in your mind. All those intervals, you have to practice doing those intervals, but I can't emphasize stronger the importance of scat, at least for a while. And what that does is it hooks your brain up to your musical ideas, and then eventually you don't have to scat anymore because you already play that way. So it's not like you scat for the rest of your life. Scat for a while, get it to the point where you feel like you really come from that place inside, not the fingerboard, because this is just a piece of wood. The music is in here. So you practice that, and stay tuned for more tips.